Let's talk about everything that you need to know about legendaries, where to acquire them, what to look for when you do get them, and what you can do with them, because I've seen some people out there that save all of their legendaries in their stash, not knowing about the essence transfer system, which is one of, if not the most important systems in the game for your gear. Let's jump into it. So starting off with where to acquire these legendary items, well, there's a few ways, and I've gone over this in a video, but just give you the brief rundown if you're curious. Open world farming in general, specifically in the library, is an excellent way, and a few other areas of the map that I will be going over in depth later on. But I would say that the library is probably the best method in terms of open world farming if you're able to get a good group. Only problem with library recently is there's a lot of AFKers, and it's kind of ruining the experience rates from my experience. So definitely go to the library and try it, and really just farm up the monsters. Look for the yellow monsters, the blue monsters, the purple ones for the quests, and of course the ancient elite monsters, the orange ones. And the whole reason we're doing this is not only just to farm the monsters, but to also acquire monstrous essence in order for us to turn it into the bestiary here, or the Heraldric Altar. When you turn this in, you have a very high chance of getting a legendary. And so that is one of the best ways. Now, I do want to keep this in mind when we're talking about legendaries. There seems to have been a disproven idea that we had a soft cap or sort of extra chance to acquire legendaries at the beginning of the day, and then it would just kind of stop after a little while, or very, very little. Now, Blizzard, it seems like, has defined this as extra chance for the first couple of legendaries, and then it slowly drifts off to normal rates after that. That's how they define it. And it's for certain areas of the game. I'm not exactly completely privy to all the information out there, but that's what it seems to be at this point. Now, with that being said, you could also acquire legendaries from dungeon farming, from anything in the game. Elder Rifts, even some Challenge Rifts, some Shadow War. Like, there's so many areas in the game. Gambling, and I've only gone through a few of them in my other previous video, but pretty much anything that you do in the game, as long as you're playing the game, you'll get access to more legendaries, and that's really what we want. So now we need to figure out what we're looking for. So just jumping into the inventory here, I want to go over a couple of pieces and what people say when they say I got a triple, they got a triple double. What does all this mean? Well, legendaries have, and any piece of gear really has, multiple attributes here. And you can see some of these pieces have 3 stats, some of these pieces have 2 stats. If you look at legendary, some of these pieces have 2 stats, some pieces have 3 stats. And these are what the people are calling double or triple. It means that you have 2 or 3 of these stats. Now, when we're talking about legendaries and when you acquire them, you're going to have to identify them. And when you identify them, there's a chance to roll a legendary and have it be exceptional. Now, exceptional pieces have also 2 ways to roll. They can either roll higher stats, which we will see with this Arrow Keeper helmet here. See how you can see this stat has 5760, and this stat has 4850, or this stat has 5355. But you can see here 36 Paragon is required. This one says 38. We can even go down here. This one says 30. And it's got 5452. And you can see here, all these stats are just a little bit lower than this one. And that's because this one rolled an exceptional. And actually, a lot of my pieces did roll exceptional. These just happen to have little lower attributes due to the piece that they are in. But right here, for example, this shield, this is a Paragon 30 shield, but it's got 4146. And if you compare it to this one, which is also a Paragon 30 weapon, 5452, you can see it's almost got 10 extra stats on there just because it rolled exceptional. And so after you've rolled exceptional, and this is one of my best pieces that rolled exceptional into a double stat, you can roll that double stat higher stat, or you could roll a triple stat, and that's what this is. And if we just compare this here, you can see here we have 57 plus 60. That comes to about 117 combat rating in total. If we compare it to this one is 124 combat rating, but you can see it's actually a lower level than this one itself. So even though it's a lower level, because it's a triple stat, given us more attributes in totality with the triple stat legendary. Now, after you've rolled triple stat, it can even have a further increase in power, and that is with these magic stats here. So when we say we have a triple triple, that means we rolled triple attributes and triple magic stats. And each one of these is determined by it could be random magic attributes. It could be all sorts of different things. This one has accuracy rating and skill damage. This one has attack speed and crit damage. This one has block chance and life, maximum life. This one has primary attacks and skill damage. This one has suffering, loss of control. So all of these can be super, super random. And unfortunately, I don't really have a triple legendary because they're so difficult to acquire. But I do have a triple set item, so we can kind of see what it looks like. You can see here, damage to enemies suffering loss of control increased by 7.5%, movement speed increased by 3%, and damage done to players increased by 2%. And those are the magic stats that are for my triple set item. And these can be applied to every single legendary piece that you have. So there's a lot of improvement that you can make in the gear in this game. So those are the things that you're going to want to look for when you identify an item. You're going to look for a pop-up that says exceptional. And when you get that pop-up, you will notice that, okay, I got to go check my gear, and you'll probably notice some green arrows if you have a lower stat item, and you'll be able to equip that new item for immense amount of stat boosts. So now that we've acquired our legendary items, we don't really want to get rid of all of the items effects perhaps that we had received before with all of our other legendary items. So that is where this essence transfer system comes in. And this is a system that I feel like a lot of players do not understand. So when we go to this essence transfer system, which is in Westmarch, it's this little fiery icon. Let me just step away from it. You can see this is the fiery icon on the map. And when we go over here, we basically have a collection of all of our legendary items. You can see here, I'm missing a few. I'm missing one helmet here. I'm missing 2 chest pieces here. I'm also missing no pants, no chest piece. I'm missing 2 shields. So those are legendary items I'm missing. And when you receive a legendary item, you can come to this, extract the piece. Let's say I had a pouncing shield. I can click on this, dump in my shield, and then hit extract. Keep in mind, this will completely basically delete the legendary item permanently. So if you have a legendary item here that is very, very good, you're going to want to keep that and apply it, and then extract the essence of the previous legendary item that you received. Now, why is this amazing? Well, for one, you can then inherit those items that you put on that had better stats with the previous set effects. So you can see here, I have these little 5 fiery effects. And if I just wanted to, I can choose any of the chest pieces previously and apply their skill. And you can see here, boom, now I can change it, and it can do it as many times as I want. I can swap it back. I can swap it to another item. It doesn't matter as long as I've unlocked it once. Now, on top of that, when you've inherited a specific legendary item with a new set effect, it still remembers its original set effect. And this is super important because let's say you've acquired a new legendary item that you have not received the essence for, but you like that legendary item. And so perhaps you get it at Paragon 80, but it's a great item. It's a triple, but you want to use the set effect now. Well, no worries. You could use the essence transfer system, or you could swap over that essence to that gear when you acquire it, get to that Paragon 80, and you'll continue to have that original essence. And when you extract it, even though an item has a previous inherited effect, it will extract the original set effect from it. So for example here, let's say I were to extract this Besieger, this chest piece right here. It says Besieger, but it's not really. What is it really? This is the original set effect. So if I were to extract this, I would receive the Feather Mail coat, not the Besieger set effect. This allows you to transfer over your set effect items that you generally like on top of the new set effect items. And then when you get a replacement for those gear pieces, you can swap it back and extract the essence that you originally did not have. It's an amazing system. And honestly, if you're not using the system, you're going to be very sad. I myself was saving a lot of legendary items in my stash just because I did not understand how the system worked. But hopefully that gives you an idea on how to plan out your legendaries, what items to actually look for, what would constitute as a gear improvement, and what is the maximum potential of your gear entirely. I myself have quite a few triple stat set items, as you can see here, but I'm missing quite a few triple stat legendary items and triple stats are the most wanted. So I'll be farming open world to get as many legendaries as I possibly can. See you in the library, and I'll see you for the next video.